Welcome to the St. Patty's Day edition of Any Given Saturday Night with Doyle and the Commish.
And welcome to episode 11 of Any Given Saturday Night with Doyle and the Commish, the St. Patrick's Day version of the show. I'm the Commish. Doyle, how you doing today, brother?
Doing all right on the St. Patty's Day. You know, normal day. Just another day in my world. Some people think it's a big deal. I live this life.
Wow, we couldn't have said that any better.
Yeah.
Doyle, we made it to episode 11 here.
Right.
MetLife's in the rearview mirror, and there's only 4 teams left in the pro bracket. We got the top 2 teams in the NFC are going to be playing this weekend. Number 2, the Hooligans, you know them.
Yeah.
At 9-1.
They're right.
Only loss of the season is a 22-18 loss to the Bandits in Week 4. We'll be playing the Bandits, who are also 9-1, the 1 seed in the NFC. And their only loss comes 3 weeks ago at the hands of Legit in a 4-point loss, 26-22.
Seems like this matchup happens...
Or 30-26, I apologize.
This matchup seems to happen a lot in this game.
It is.
I've been playing with you guys. This is the 4th season I played with you guys, or 5th? I can't remember. I think I've played in this game at least 3 times in the conference championship.
Yeah, in the this will be the 3rd conference championship game between the Hooligans and the Bandits in the indoor league. The Bandits have won the 2 previous meetings. The first meeting came back in 2012. They beat us 13-7. I threw 5 picks in the red zone. And when I say the red zone, I say within the 10-yard line.
All right.
The Bandits then went on to beat 5-Star for the championship that night. And then two years ago, the Hooligans went undefeated in the regular season. And we ran into the Bandits in the conference championship game and lost 27-15. So there's your history. We're heading into the third time this has happened in the indoor.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, you got 5. I'm sorry, not 5-star. You've got the other guys who are the 3 seed in the AFC. Sorry about the interruption. My dog got involved in the podcast there for a second.
Yeah, trying to make her debut.
Yeah, she's trying to make her debut. Number 3, the other guys, they went 7-3 during the regular season. Their losses came. They started the season 0-2. They lost to Legit. They lost to the Sentinels. And they lost to 5-Star. They're going to play Legit, who's the number 1 seed, who's 10-0. Enough said.
Yeah, it's legit. It's what they do every year.
Legit's been in 2 close games this season. A 2-point win against the Savages, and then the 4-point win over the Bandits. So that's what you got coming up this weekend. That's your NFC and your AFC matchups. In the Open tournament, the first game of the night is going to be the 6th seed, the Warriors. The Warriors, who had their first on-the-field victory this year, 32-6 over Team Moolah.
Wow. Saving themselves.
I think
Saved themselves for the playoffs. Good guy. Hey, I've been on them all season. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I think they did that just for you. Their record's 2-8 on the season. They're playing the number 1 seed in the Open bracket.
32 points. What an explosion.
Yeah.
I don't think they had 32 all year.
That's more than almost half of their yearly total.
Jesus.
They're going to play the number 1 seed in the Open tournament, the Outsiders, who went 4-5 during the regular season. Disappointing season for them. They had a lot of injuries towards the end.
Yeah.
Honestly, when the season started, I thought they'd be the number 2 team in the AFC. So
it's a rough year, you know. At least they can win something here, though.
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
Still fighting.
The second game to finish off the Final Four in the Open, Armageddon, the 4 seed at 2-8.
Okay.
Armageddon's 2 wins on the season are both 4-point victories over the Wolfpack, who they beat last week. They'll take on...
Consistency.
They'll take on... Very unprofessional.
Yeah, Hornet Gondor letting us know that Mike's got a message.
They'll be taking on the number 2 seed, Air Raid.
Okay.
Who went 4-5 and lost out on the tiebreaker to Elite 8-4-5 to not make the playoffs. So those are your matchups this upcoming week for the last night of the indoor season, which is Saturday night. We'll get to previewing these games a little bit more, but let's close up the last round of the playoffs that we saw. Doyle, the biggest surprise of the night to me was not only did Elite 8-4-5 beat the Money Badgers 40-34, but Elite 8-4-5 basically came a yard away from knocking the Bandits out of the playoffs.
That would have been huge. And then we promptly would have blown our game, but...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no way we would have gotten a layup. Yeah, we would have lost. But for the people who weren't there at the game, Elite 8-4-5's winning 14-12 at halftime. Fast forward, there's 6 minutes left in the game. Nobody's scored. Elite 8-4-5 has got the ball, 4th and goal. I want to say like 4 or 5 yards. I was sitting upstairs watching it from the far end zone, so I couldn't tell what. They complete the pass and they get stopped at the 1 foot line.
Yeesh, it's tough.
So then the Bandits drive down the field. I want to say Adrian hit Prev for a touchdown. I want to say he hit him on like a post corner.
Okay.
Prev was wide open. Prev beat his man good. They went up 20-14, didn't get the conversion. Elite 8-4-5 then had, let's say, 3 minutes left to score. They drive all the way down to the 3 yard line. They were right inside the no-run zone, so the 3-4 yard line. And they had 2 downs to score. Didn't get it done. A big surprise to me was on 4th down. They had their fast, shifty, small wide receiver lined up in the slot in a good matchup. And we were calling it upstairs. They're like, that guy's just going to do an in and an out, and he's going to hit him for a touchdown. And Elite 8-4-5 calls a timeout, rolls the quarterback out, which I don't know why. You never want to roll the quarterback out because then you give him no out plan there. And he just throws the ball across the field, knockdown, game over. So
inexperienced.
Yeah. They had a really good night. They had a really good night. Ends in a 6-point loss to the Bandits, but
hey, that's why we call this podcast Any Given Saturday Night.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway I had from the game is Adrian, who had a great season, 42 total touchdowns between what he's done at quarterback, receiver, and a DB. He threw two picks the whole season. He threw 2 picks on the first 2 drives of the game. He ended with 3 interceptions on the game.
Wow.
So I don't know if the Bandits just were sleepwalking, they just didn't care to play the game. It looked like.
Yeah. Hey.
And it showed on the field.
Maybe
but
they took them lightly, and just expected they were going to win. But I definitely don't expect that to be the case tomorrow. Saturday night.
Yeah. So.
But hey, kudos to Elite 8-4-5. They came out. They got in the playoffs. They put themselves in the playoffs.
And then they almost beat the top seeds.
They made a run at it. First year for them. It's a decent showing.
It was a good run. A good run by Elite 8-4-5, who lost their first 4 games of the season, and then finished with a 5-2 record. So they finished 5-6 in the season when you include the playoffs.
Nice little run there for them.
Absolutely. The other NFC game was Powerhouse, number 3 seed against us, 2 seed, the Hooligans. It was a rematch of opening night where we stopped Powerhouse 8 times from the 5 yard, right inside the 5 yard line, and we won by 3. What did you take away from the game Saturday night?
Defense played really well. Zach, obviously, 3 picks, 3 touchdowns on defense.
Yeah.
That was huge. Defense.
The offense, we got the ball first. We drove right down the field and scored. There was no pushback at all.
Good first drive.
We went for 1, got the 1, and I come off the field and I'm feeling great. And then Powerhouse shoves it right back down our cram hole, scores a touchdown, with no force and gets to 2. They're up 1, and I'm like, here we go.
Yep.
I'm like, this is going to be a bad night. We drove down the field again with, no push at all from them. And we went up 13-8, and the defense took over.
Yeah, we Brian wasn't able to come this week, so I got to play rusher, and pretty much all I did the whole night. He's shorter than me, he's faster than me, he gets outside of me. And this is what shocked me more. I was surprised they didn't run with Kyle as much. I'm not an idiot. I'm fine out there in the outdoor league. I know how to handle a corner, how to hold a block. Indoor, it's a different beast. You got to rush straight up, and then you got to kind of make a shifty move. It's not me rushing indoor is not built for me.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to try to go to the edge more and run around me. I was trying to force him to have to throw across his body. He wasn't taking it. He kind of kept rolling towards me a little bit, and I have probably 5-6 inches height on him. So my plan is kind of just slow play him, get him uncomfortable, throw off his back foot. Now he's got to throw off his back foot over me.
Yeah,
that leads to a lot of bad passes, and that's what happened. We had a lot of picks over the middle, just right in the middle of the field, just on just passes that he had to try to get over me.
They ran, they ran a lot of good plays. I really liked the fake jet sweep, and then it turned into an option pass.
They ran that. They ran that early. I didn't see that a lot towards the end though either.
Yeah, they ran some good plays, but man, they just didn't have it. You fast forward to the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were up 13-8, and in between that and the end of the game, Kyle threw 3 pick sixes to Zach. All of a sudden, there's 4 minutes left in the game. We're up 31-8, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah,
I'm like, this never happens.
I think our defensive game plan really that was our plan. Just make them throw uncomfortably, and I think we did a pretty good job of doing that.
They scored a touchdown with 4 minutes left in the game, or like 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
they didn't get the 2, and then the next play, we had a bad snap, so they got the 2, and I was a little worried there. Because now we were up 15. All of a sudden, it went from 31-8 to 31-16. There's 2 minutes left in the game, and I'm like, if they score right away here, now we're back into having to get a first down to end the game or something. But we stopped them, 4 and out. We stopped them on 4th down. Game over.
Hey, it's a good time for me to have my first sack of the game.
Yeah, great time. And
no big deal.
Did you like that one more than the MetLife one?
No, the MetLife one. I looked for that kid that told me he was gonna bust my shit, and
that'll go down.
I let him know that he sucks.
So yeah, and that was the end of the game. Final was 31-16.
Yeah, I cannot believe they didn't run Kyle more, especially when they saw me coming out, not Brian. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to sit here and overinflate myself. You can get around me on the edge and indoor.
Yeah.
It's not built for me to rush. It really isn't,
And if Brian doesn't show up for the Bandits and Doyle's rushing next week, don't listen to any of this.
Yeah. No. Well, if that's the case, I'll slow play the shit out of it again. I just have to cross the line of scrimmage. That's it. So.
Yeah, so it was a good night for us.
We grabbed flags, though. We played well on defense. Defense played well. Offense, we had good moments, and then we'd also made mistakes. So we gotta just button down. If we play like that, I think we'll be okay on defense, especially. So.
Well, let's move over to the AFC. And a crazy game between 5 Star and the Savages, where the Savages get 3 pick sixes, 2 of them from your boy Bembo. I've had a lot of passes deflected up in the air.
Yeah.
Thor got me a couple times week 1, and I've had them deflected before, but I've never seen a guy deflect it up in the air and catch it, and it happened twice in the end zone for touchdowns. Bembo on both plays deflected the ball, jumped, hit the ball up in the air, and caught it for a touchdown. Amazing 2 plays.
He's a good athlete.
They take out 5 Star. Like I said, without scoring an offensive touchdown, 18-13. The Savages almost blew it because they play this game like it's Madden. They didn't run the clock out.
Yeah.
They got the ball. They couldn't run the clock out, and they were trying to push the ball to get a touchdown when they didn't need one, up by 5, which gave 5-star one last chance. They got to midfield, and Joey threw one up to Potter, and it went back out. It went out the back of the end zone, and that was the end of the game. So a good season by 5-star, a great season by Kenny Potter, but they come up short. And
the emergence of Kenny Potter this year. Big story out of that.
Potter goes from winning the Madden tournament to being an MVP finalist. So a big season for Kenny. And then that set up the Savages versus Legit. And then all of a sudden Bembo had the opposite problem. Because Bobby had him jumping all night and he was pump faking the hell out of him. And now Bembo couldn't stay on his feet. So every time Bembo came in on a rush, Bobby gave him the pump, Bembo's off his feet, and Bobby's passing and throwing the ball.
Can't fall for the pump fakes on Bobby. You got to try to play him straight up. It's as hard as that sounds, you got to try to play Bobby straight up.
On top of all of it...
He's a good quarterback. He's really good.
He probably threw, no doubt in my mind, the best pass of the season. He put one up to tie over Gator. It was basically like a back shoulder fade. He couldn't have thrown the ball any better. Everybody that was sitting around me was like, "Holy shit! Did you see that?"
Yeah, it
was an amazing play.
Bobby's a really good quarterback.
He is.
I don't know if this is news to people. Looking at the MVP votes, it might be, but the guy's a good quarterback.
That's a different story. But
yeah,
they handled the Savages without a fight. I mean, the final score, they won by 31-16.
Yeah, that game legit was in control the whole time.
Yeah, there was at no point, and I was real excited to see that game because I said this in an earlier podcast. I said it the week that they played originally. Chris hit me up right after the game, and Chris never gets a hold of me to tell me how good a game is.
Yeah.
And he couldn't wait to get me on the phone and tell me how good that game was. So I was pretty upset that I missed it the first time. I was real excited to see it the second time. And it was an absolute dud.
Yeah, I thought the Savages would have the athletes to put up a fight,
Yeah. It was an absolute dud. So Legit takes care of their business. They go to 10-0. They're in the championship game. The next game was the other guys in the Sentinels. Unfortunately, it was the only game of the night I missed. Other guys won 18-12.
Close game.
Yeah, they won by 6, and they move on. What a strong team! I mean, like I said earlier,
rough at the end.
They started off 0-2, ran off 5 in a row.
Yeah,
and now have won 2 of their last 3. So
exactly who they thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I mean, you got Heat at quarterback.
He's consistent.
It's a dangerous team, and I hope legit doesn't sleepwalk through the other guys.
I think Bobby's motivated.
Well, I think everybody out in the league's motivating him. I think they're doing a good job of getting his attention.
I think Bobby's got his "fuck you" hat on.
Yeah, he should.
Pardon the French, but
yeah. So there's your matchups.
Yeah, I think he's ready to go. Maybe regularly. Maybe sleepwalk. There's not a chance with everything going on in that MVP vote.
I had a private conversation with him the other day, and all I can say out of that conversation is he's coming and he's looking to take the banner, take the trophy, and and that's his middle finger back to everyone else.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what gets done out there Saturday night. I'm excited.
Yeah, exciting week of football.
Whenever we play the Bandits, it's a huge game. You get up for the big games.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, so we broke down the history a little bit of the matchups. There's really no history with the other guys in Legit. Legit's beaten them the last 2 years in the indoor league, handedly both times. So, not saying anything bad about the other guys, but there's really no history between it, you know.
Yeah.
As most people know, Legit and the Bandits are split up for indoor, and they're the Bandits in the outdoor, and we lost to them in the conference championship in the fall league, the spring league.
Yeah, let's keep. Yeah.
We didn't meet. We didn't meet in the fall league.
Yeah, that's another story.
So,
I really want to win. That's all I gotta say. I really want this.
we're about 1-6 or 1-7 against them.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
Hey,
I like you guys, but I really want to kick the shit out of you. Straight up. I'll have a friendly conversation before the game and after the game, but out there, I couldn't give two fucks.
no friends out there Saturday night is what Doyle's saying.
Texas rattlesnake, watch out.
Doyle, how do you think this season went overall?
It was a good season.
Yeah,
I'm not. I think we had. The teams we thought were going to shoot out to the top. They were there. It's kind of predictable. Some teams underperformed in the middle of the pack. Other teams overperformed. It was a good. It was a great season.
I think in our conference in the NFC, I definitely saw us and the Bandits as the 1 and the 2 going into it, and I really wasn't sure who that third team was going to be, and Powerhouse turned out to be a real good team.
Yeah.
They have 3 losses on the season. Yeah, they had 3 losses on the season. 2 of them coming from us, and then 1 from the Bandits. They beat everybody else. They brought a stout defense every week. Their offense was, if you look at them year over year, when we went into the podcast the first time, we said, they're a game manager, run the clock down, which they were in the past. And they were a little bit week 1 against us. It seemed like they had the ball for, goddamn, 80% of the game.
Yeah, I felt like we had 4 possessions and we scored on 3 of them.
But, I mean, these guys stepped it up.
Yeah, they took a step up. Kyle.
Scoring 20 plus points a game.
Yeah, he had a rough playoff game. But overall, his season, he played a good season. I think he took a step up.
And I think he'd be the first person to admit that he had a bad game.
Yeah.
And I think, actually, he did comment something on the MVP. Which is... a big guy, him stepping up and taking the heat for his team, but I mean they got nothing to be sour about. They played a real good season. The other surprise team for me, we both thought Elite 845 was going to be good from scrimmage night, but they showed up week 1 and they didn't fucking have they got guys out there with no flags. They just seemed a mess.
Yeah,
and then I know we played them. We were their last loss before they started wheeling off games. And I was just like, Jesus, what the hell are these guys doing? But they put it together. I really thought the Wild Boys were going to be good from what I saw.
They looked good on scrimmage night.
They looked awesome on scrimmage night. I know they went through a lot of injuries, and unfortunately, they had to forfeit out of the season a couple weeks ago because they just took way too many injuries. But I was shocked by them.
I think they ran into more of the first year issues, Yeah. Your first year in this league is tough. It's not easy.
And then Money Badgers had a good run until they started playing the upper tier teams.
Gulak was an MVP candidate out there for a while.
Gulak was the front runner probably through the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they started playing the Bandits and the Hooligans and Power. They had a backloaded schedule against all those teams.
Yeah, they didn't have depth either.
Yeah,
they were pretty much there with 5, maybe 6 guys tops every week, and that hurt you. You need a breather every now and then, and they weren't a great team. I felt like Gulak really outplayed.
He carried them.
He really played well. The rest of their team, I think they kind of let him down sometimes.
I don't have stats right in front of me right now, but I want to say Gulak finished the season 2nd in sacks, right?
He was up there in sack. I don't know if he was TJ.
Yeah. Stephenfield was okay, so Gulak was 3rd
or 4th in there, yeah.
And then he was 5th. He was 5th in touchdowns.
Yeah.
So he had a really good season. And we'll see see what happens in outdoor for them. You go over to the AFC, and when we took a look at the schedule, week 1, when we were doing the first podcast, and we were looking at who had a chance beating who. We only saw 2 hard games that we thought on legit schedule. Because honestly, we didn't know what the Savages were going to be, losing Trey and losing Grosso. So, the Savages was a big question mark to us. We knew them playing the Bandits was going to be a huge game. And we thought the Outsiders, the last week of the regular season, how it was set up, would be for that 1 seed, basically.
Yeah.
We kind of felt like, when we were looking at all the schedules, we felt like the only hard game the Outsiders had before legit was us. So we really thought that the worst Outsiders are going to that game 7-1, and we also thought the same thing about legit.
Yeah.
The worst legit would be going in as 7-1 because the only team that we saw besides the Outsiders was the Bandits beating them. So legit did what we thought legit would do.
Carried their weight.
Yeah, did their thing.
Exactly what we thought.
They went 9-0 in the regular season. They got 2 forfeit losses. One came from the folded team, the Monstars, and the other forfeit came from the Outsiders the last week of the regular season because the Outsiders had wrapped up a bunch of injuries and couldn't field a team for it. So you got legit at 1, and then 2, which I think was the shock of the season, and which I was really, really happy about, was the Sentinels. Where the Sentinels go from winning the Open tournament.
Played well. They stepped up this year.
And they end up with 2 losses in the regular season. So the Sentinels, a great surprise team, and I really, really hope those guys carry that momentum to the Outdoor League.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep it up.
In the Outdoor League, they played a real close playoff game where they came down to the wire with 3 and out. So we're looking for more out of them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the teams that made the leap in the indoor, how that carries over for them in the outdoor.
And you hope it does.
Yeah, it's a different game, but you hope that, just having that success brings it to the next level. So
and then
that turns out for them.
We touched a little bit on it before. My disappointment, like I said, with the AFC was the Outsiders. They did split their team in half.
Yeah.
So the guys I know there was guys from the Wolfpack that were on the Outsiders outdoor team. Also, there was, I think, some 3 and out and a dead prez guy or 2 all sprinkled in under the Wolfpack. The Outsiders started off strong. I want to say, I don't want to throw any false stories out there, but I think they started off 4-1. I think we're their only loss. And then after they lost to us, they lost to 5-star, and it was just
trickle down.
Yeah, snowball effect. So, like I said, injuries hurt them. Splitting their team up hurt them.
Yeah, kudos to them for being willing to do that, though.
Yeah.
They weren't even going to do it.
Yeah, which gave us another team in the league.
Yeah, and, look, had we known what was going to happen with the Monstars, they wouldn't have even had to have done it.
Yeah, true.
But, the fact that those guys were willing to step up and do it, both teams, Wolfpack and, the Outsiders, kudos to them for... they had the balls to split their team in half, even though they knew it was going to hurt them.
They'll be back in the outdoor league.
Yeah, definitely. They'll have their full team together, and they'll be exactly. But
and they got to be the overall. I mean, the odds-on favorite to win the Open tournament.
I would think so. Them and Air Raid, I think, are
Although I'd like to see Pat win it.
Pat's our hard on. We get hard on. Our heart. He's our favorite. We're rooting for Pat, and then. I want him to win it. It'd be nice.
Pat,
and we won't edit that out.
Pat hasn't got any hardware since he got the MVP of the All-Star game a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So we're looking for big things out of him. And so now that we've talked about the playoffs, we've given you the AFC, the NFC matchups, a little bit of history, and we've given our support for Pat and Armageddon. Although I think the Outsiders are your favorites.
Definitely.
We got 2 other things for you. One, Flag Football America right now has their March Madness vote going on for best leagues in the country. Orange County Flag Football League is in the East bracket. Right now, I will give you an update here. Give me 1 sec.
As of 10:50 on Thursday night.
10:50 on Thursday night. We are... we are 4 votes behind the Jersey Shore Gridiron Flag Football League. So they're at 116 votes, and we're at 112. So guys, keep the support going for the league. I mean, the publicity. I mean, no
one else is close to us.
Yeah, you got 64 leagues on here. So you get on there, you vote, you share the page. Our team wins, our league wins, and then the other 63 leagues are going to be like, wow, there's that league.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a big deal, guys, whether you realize it or not.
You can vote, it says you can vote once a day, but you can vote once a day from any kind of computer, tablet, phone, whatever you have. I voted on my work computer and on my phone so far, and then as soon as this podcast ends, I'm voting on this computer that we're running the podcast on. So,
get them in, guys.
I appreciate Rel getting on there. As a well-respected member of the league, taking a leadership role and getting the ball moving and getting people going.
Spark the troops.
And that's what we need, you know? We're all one big team when it comes to this. So vote, share it.
There's no reason you can't vote, or you shouldn't. You're supporting our league as a whole. There's no reason not to vote. It literally is going to take you 10 seconds. The link is provided to you. You don't have to search anything. Scroll all the way down, click Orange County Flag Football League, hit vote, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's absolutely zero reason why anyone in this league should not be voting. Your friends can vote. Your family can vote. Just share the freaking page. Get us votes, guys.
This
is huge.
I will admit that I clicked on the South bracket and voted for the Women's Atlanta Flag Football League twice in the South bracket.
I get it, though.
So to the ladies out in Atlanta, if they ever listen, know that the commission voted for you.
Yeah, we're here for you guys.
And the last topic we wanted to cover tonight is the MVP race. The MVP race has got about 25 hours left to it. Right now...
As of recording.
Yeah, as of this recording, I would say Zach's got about a 6-vote lead on Adrian. It's about 6 to 8 votes. I've got to tally up. I fell asleep last night and didn't get to tally the Texan votes, but I think each got 1. Maybe Zach got 2 Texan votes yesterday. I know Adrian definitely got 1.
Okay.
But that's not the story here.
No, it is not.
You know, the story here, the thing that blows my mind is you got a team that's 10-0, has lost 1 game. Okay, lost 1 game in the last 3 seasons. All right, legit. 2 years ago, legit goes on an undefeated season, wins the championship. Last year, legit goes undefeated season of the conference championship game and loses to Dead Prez. And now they're 10-0. So I want to say they're 32-1 the last 3 years.
I got nothing.
And they've got 2 guys up for an MVP voting.
Which hurts them.
Which it does, and I said that.
We were afraid of even putting both of them in there.
Exactly, and I felt bad about doing it.
But they both deserve to be in there.
Absolutely.
It sucks because they got split.
And the guys combined don't have 4 votes combined.
It's unbelievable. Rel said it. Maybe it's because they always win. People are tired of it. Maybe people are pissed about it. I don't know. I got no answer.
That absolutely blows my mind.
I agree. You know, I'm not saying they have to win it. I don't know how one of them isn't further up in the standings. No offense to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
But to me, that shows that their team isn't even coming out and voting for him either, though.
All 5 guys had a great season.
Yeah.
Okay? Adrian had 42 total touchdowns. That's amazing. You know? A 9-game season, he scored 42 touchdowns. That's 6 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Bobby scored, and like I said, I don't have stats in front of me. I want to say 31 touchdowns or 32. I know me and him were like neck and neck, and I played one more game than him, and we were right around the same. If he would have played 9 games, he would have scored 40 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then you got Ty, who, in my opinion, is the best player in the league.
He's a game changer. You gotta know where he is at all times.
He's an absolute stud.
Covers a lot of ground, especially in indoor. He's sideline to sideline.
Yeah, he's scary.
No problem.
And no respect. And the fourth and fifth guy is Zach from the Hooligans. Zach had an amazing season. He led the league in receiving touchdowns. I believe he had 14. I want to say he missed 2 regular season games also.
Yeah, I think he missed.
But I mean, Zach proved his worth in the playoff game the other night.
He had 3 picks.
He had all 5 touchdowns.
3 pick sixes.
The guy now has 6 picks on the season, and all 6 of them are touchdowns.
Yeah, and he scored 2 on offense.
And then you got Potter, who had, again, an amazing season. So all 5 candidates were awesome, had awesome seasons, and then you got the 2 guys from a team that, like I said, has gone 32, 33-1 over the last 3 years, and they can't. It's a shame that they've got 3 more votes than they do losses over a 3-year span.
Yeah.
So
it blows my mind. I don't know what happened.
There's my rant for the season.
Yeah, I get it. I agree.
If legit beats the balls off of somebody in that championship game Saturday night, I mean, no, there it is. I mean, I'm kind of lost for words on it, but
that's kind of why we said Bobby has his "fuck you" hat on.
Yeah, but as of 10:58 right now, I believe Zach's got at least an 8-vote lead with 25 hours to go. Congratulations to Zach. Congratulations to Adrian. They're in a neck-to-neck race. They'll see each other on the field Saturday night. And Bobby should see one of them in the championship game.
He's definitely going to see one of them in the championship game.
I love Heat.
Sorry, Heat.
The Heat, I'm going against you for the second week in a row. Mm-hmm. I can't see legit losing. I can't see legit not getting to that championship game.
This is where we'd insert a Denny Green quote. They are who we thought they are.
Yeah. What do you say? Fucking crown them.
Yeah, crown them. You want to crown them? Fucking crown them.
You know, if it's legit in either the Bandits or the Hooligans, it should be a good championship game.
Yep. I'm excited. It's going to be a good week of football.
The Bandits are going to be a hard matchup for us. Like we said, we're fucking 1-6 or 1-7 against them over the last couple of years.
Yeah. Tired of it.
Yeah, and all close games except for the last one that we played in the conference championship in the outdoor league. It was 24-0 at halftime, I think. So.
Yeah, we kicked the shit out of ourselves.
So
they got up and then we fucking dropped our heads and played like a bunch of bitches.
I couldn't have summed that one up any better for the people at home.
Yep, it was rough.
So listen, the next time we get together and we do this podcast,
yeah, we'll have a champ.
We're gonna have a league champ. We're gonna have a champion of the Open tournament. We're gonna have interviews for you.
An MVP.
We're gonna have an interview with the MVP of the league.
Yeah, our coverage of these things, by the way, will differ greatly depending on whether or not we're in it.
Yeah. Well, I'll still do the interviews. Doyle will be under the weather if we lose the first game.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, we're going to try to get interviews when we get to the field. I mean, obviously, we're not going to go to the Bandits and ask them what they're doing.
Yeah, we'll cover it. It's just you can't expect it as in depth if we make it to the championship.
We're gonna interview the league MVP. Mm-hmm. We're gonna interview the MVP of the Open Championship game because I got a trophy for that again. We'll try to get the winners and the losers, or maybe both teams before that game, and then the winners after, and then we'll get interviews with whoever wins the league championship.
Definitely.
So I promise, even if the Hooligans do make it to the championship game and lose, we'll still get some interviews after the game.
Yeah, we will honor it.
What else?
It'll be a disdain-filled interview, but
Yeah,
we'll do it.
There'll be probably a lot of crackling in my voice.
Yeah,
And tears running down my face.
100%.
But and I hope, and listen, and this goes to whoever wins. I hope whoever wins Saturday night, both the Open and the regular championship, that these guys celebrate properly. They take the trophy out on the night on the town.
Yep.
And get us some good pictures and post them on the page.
100%.
So. Well, Doyle, we're gonna have an action-packed show next week.
Yep.
I think we did our best to wrap up the playoffs and preview.
Next week, me and Mike I think we'll plan out what we're gonna do in terms of off-season pods, and we'll kind of be able to lay everything out for you guys next season. There's been questions, we already said it. We're back for season 2.
Yes,
but,
we did get re-upped.
Yeah, we got re-upped.
We're desperately trying to find a different platform because SoundCloud's running us into the ground for cash.
Oh, these bunch of cocksuckers.
And
it'd be nice, guys. A little league fund.
Not even that.
Not even to pay
but
us.
But if somebody in the league can figure out how to get us on iTunes or something else for a cheaper rate, with a lot less censorship, we'd appreciate it. And if in closing, if there's anybody who wants to come and do any filming or picture taking Saturday night, the league would appreciate it.
100%.
Doyle, I'm tired.
Same.
I ate a lot of corned beef.
Yeah. And
I'm ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm ready for another Lucky Charm Rice Krispie treats.
Any closing words?
Nah, let's do it. Big night Saturday. I'm ready.
Good luck to the teams out there, to the 4 teams in each tournament, and we're excited to finish up Saturday night. So, as always, stay safe, and we'll see you at the fields.
Yeah, stay Irish.